Hello, and welcome to Picture Avenue. His name's Harry,
And his name's Callum.
and welcome to episode 4.
4. Numero 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Every time I edit these, I always get them confused.
I think
Because
it's
we started in February. That's what
Yeah,
confused me.
February,
it is 4.
March, April, May.
May.
Yeah, it's May now. Yeah, episode 4.
Because we combined 2 months worth of stuff into the first one.
We did.
I thought this has nothing to do with the podcast. Like, we're just talking.
Yeah, we are literally
Just like-
talking. Like,
Oh, God.
sometimes we forget that we actually have a microphone on. Like, well,
But you say microphone, we still
it's
haven't.
just a phone.
It's still just
Yeah.
my phone on a
Still-
desk. This is the most preferred.
It's still just Apple
method.
voice memos.
It's
what it is.
hilarious the way
Yeah.
we record these things. It's kind of pathetic in a way.
Kind of, but I suppose that's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
Like, that we're
I mean-
getting by on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Not even a budget, like...
Well, in fact, the actual
This is Blair Witch up in here.
the
Like,
device we use to record is actually probably the most expensive microphone you could probably buy.
yeah, because it's like a
It's a phone.
multi-tool.
Yeah.
So and it's an essential as well.
It is. Yeah. If I don't have it, my heart stops. It's a fact.
Yeah, we're gonna go off on a tangent now about the beauty of phones and technological advancements, and we're gonna not talk about films for like another 10 minutes.
So just skip ahead. No, don't.
Nah, don't skip ahead.
Right.
But how have you been?
I
Callum?
have been very stressed, as you can see, looking at my week planner. Just,
yes.
in fact, I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to put it in the podcast right now.
Okay.
Look at this beautiful planner, everyone.
So now the internet knows exactly what you're doing for the next
Yep.
month.
Great. I have lots of allocated time to work. Do I work? No.
Oh.
I just sort of sit in bed watching YouTube and then I type about 3 lines of work. I'm like, oh, that was tough. Let's go watch a half an hour long video about snails.
What channels do that? I don't.
Snail channel.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if that's a real channel. If it isn't, I'm taking it like tonight. Start the snail channel.
Right. Good.
How
luck
are
with
you,
that.
Harry?
How am I? I'm great, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, been to the cinemas a fair few times. Seen a particular film more than once, and that will be our spotlight, which we're going to get to in a minute.
I was going to say the film, but
Yeah, big hint.
it's definitely that one.
Yes.
I'm just pointing to our sheet of paper.
Yeah, we've got like some notes.
It's not
in
even a
front
sheet
us.
of paper, I lied.
It's a Word document. It's just
We're poor.
But what was I saying? Yeah, big hint as to what our spotlight is. It's probably the.
But we
biggest-
told them last episode what.
Yeah,
our
well,
spotlight is.
well, they might not have listened all the way till the
Or
end.
they've forgotten.
So they might have forgotten. Yeah, I mean, a lot's happened in the last month. We are actually a little bit late. We did say we were going to put this out on the last Monday of each month, and when you're listening to this, that has Monday the 29th of May. That's obviously been and gone.
2 days ago, as per upload.
Yes, hopefully we're hoping to get this out on Wednesday the 31st.
So it's
We're recording
still in
this on
May.
the 30th. So it's still in May. We're still, in the month. So it's still relevant. This is still relevant.
I think that's our aim. If it doesn't come out by the Monday, it comes out by the end of the month. Because some weeks, like the last day is the Saturday or the Sunday.
And it's like the 25th or something
Yeah,
like that.
and so then the last Monday is like the 25th or the 24th, and that's hard. It's hard to like try and see a month's worth of films in about 20 days because well, it's just really hard. We've done it before and it's just difficult.
Yeah, and also like what's very wishy-washy about the system we've put in place. I mean, we might end up improving it, but it's the last Monday. We say we're going to put it out on the last Monday of each month, but that might not be 4 weeks. It might be 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we might actually.
We'll
end
just
up
put it up
seeing-
whenever we damn want.
Yeah.
Essentially that's what we're saying.
Take it when it comes, basically.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really sat at home like refreshing our page, waiting for it to come out.
I don't think so.
I think people like it gets from within the first hour of upload. About 3 people watch it.
Yeah.
One of them is me.
Yeah.
Just checking
probably
it's
the
up.
one of them is probably me as well.
Yeah.
And
So I think
the other
it's
one's
fine.
probably one of our friends from America because we've got
We've got watches all around the world. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I go to analytics. It's like Saudi Arabia. I'm like, what? Why? Why? I don't think they have cinemas there. What are they doing?
Well,
It could just be people in England saying they live in other places, though.
That'd be major trollage.
Myth busted.
Major trollage. Yeah. If you're one of those people, then, I mean...
Props to you for fooling everyone.
I hope you're enjoying what you're doing. I mean...
Why would you say you're female who's 24 in Saudi Arabia?
Well,
Janice.
There's such a thing called catfishing. There's a whole TV show about it.
Oh my god, you're right.
Mm.
Anyway, what...
I've met the dude from Catfish.
Have you?
Yeah, he was wandering about in Paris one time and I bumped into him. Yeah, I wasn't working on a case with him or anything like that. But
yeah, you weren't catfishing someone, were you?
No, I wasn't being catfished. But
good.
But yeah, I met him. He's a nice guy. Neve, his name is. Yeah, cool guy.
I'm eating a biscuit.
You're eating a biscuit.
I've lost all ability to care about the quality of this podcast. Like when we first did this, right?
Yeah. We were taking it very seriously.
We had drinks and snacks, but every time we wanted to eat one, we would stop the whole podcast.
Yeah.
And, drink and eat as quickly as possible. No one cares.
And I was saying to you before we started recording today that, in comparison to how I felt a few months ago, where I was feeling incredibly nervous about recording this, I feel fine now. I feel pretty chilled. You know, I feel like we've gotten used to the format of this by now.
Yeah.
And you know which is quite good to say that we've only done a few episodes.
Oh yeah, and it's just yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I have no idea what I'm saying anymore.
Shall we get on to the nitty-gritty?
We probably should get onto the thing we're actually here to talk about,
which is the pictures.
Yes. Down the avenue.
Down the avenue. Yes.
Yes.
The metaphorical avenue.
Yes. I never got that metaphor when
Yeah. It's sort of like this podcast is a street, and you're walking down the street with us. As cringy and cheesy as that sounds.
Oh, it gets better.
I was going to say that I'm not going to use that metaphor again, but that metaphor is in the name of this podcast.
Yeah, in the name of the podcast.
So inherently, this podcast is just a massive cringe.
It's a bucket of cringe, and that is literally what defines our lives at the minute. What do you guys do? Buckets of cringe every month.
Well, it defines your life.
It defines my life. You're a bit cooler. But anyway.
So yes. No, you're pretty cool too. Don't worry about it.
Cheers.
So yeah, for the benefit of our listeners, Callum just did a cool little
Vape Nation.
Little gesture with his hands,
showing how cool and hip I am.
Yeah, boy. So never saying that.
We
again.
are nearly 8 minutes in. We have not spoken about a film.
All right. So yeah.
Should we just
apologies for the delay?
Oh yeah. I don't think they can.
And obviously, let's talk about the main hook of the podcast, which is, of course, that it is spoiler free, and that's what we'd like to get into the intro each week. That's sort of the the selling point that we are creating a kind of safe space, as it were. So that if you don't have the time, if you don't have the money, if you don't even have the energy to go to the pictures, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have the energy, because you're listening to a podcast about films.
Yeah, but if you have time to listen to this, you have time to go to the cinema.
Yeah, but if you don't, then we are going to be spoiler free. So anyone can listen to this. You can listen to this when you're, I don't know, making your lunch or you're bored.
Anything, as long as you're not operating heavy machinery.
Yes.
Because then that machinery is too loud for you to hear this.
I was going to say maybe not while you're driving, but people listen to radios.
It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, we hope that whatever you're doing, we hope that we can add something to that experience,
even if
making
it's
your
cringe.
Sandwich or anything like that. So,
or dollop of cringe.
Yes,
right.
Or maybe just provide a little bit of distraction for an hour or however long.
Because it is exam season.
Of course,
we are in exam season, and it's just a whole bucket of distraction.
It is.
Bucket is a very nice term I'm using at the minute. I don't know why.
Bucket, yeah.
I'm very into my buckets.
Nice.
Anyway, we are again 10 minutes in.
Yeah, of course.
Let's.
Good luck, by the way, to anyone doing their exams.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I've still got assessments and things like that to do. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Looking at
the table of work and stuff.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Right.
So good luck, everybody.
Good
now
luck.
let's get on with the reviews. So
our spotlight is obviously.
Wait, hang on. We reveal that one last.
Do we? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
Alright.
last one, and then
Okay.
we talk about the ones afterwards.
Right.
And then we're preparing like on the actual podcast. We're
What
preparing the podcast on the podcast.
That's how great we
Podcastception.
are.
Wow.
Right.
Okay, so
I just leave. Oh, am I saying it? I have no. I keep every month how we even do this.
I think you ask me, Harry, what are we reviewing this month?
That's it. That's what.
Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's make it seem like we didn't. Have to do that.
Just
we're not even going to cut it.
Just forget
because
that happened.
it
Yeah,
didn't
not
happen.
going to cut it. Yeah.
So Harry,
Callum.
what are we reviewing this month?
This month we are reviewing the reboot, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Of no, it is kind of a continuation of the hit TV series Baywatch.
We don't really know. We weren't alive.
We weren't alive when it was on for the first time, so
But we're alive for
wouldn't know.
this.
But yeah, the continuation of that TV series in film. Romantic, true story, war film, The Promise.
If you hang on.
Adorable.
I'm stepping in here. If
Okay.
you've never heard of The Promise, I don't blame you. When we sat down about half an hour ago and wrote down these movies, Harry said The Promise, and I thought he was on about making a promise to me. I didn't know what The Promise was. You had to actually Google it and show me it was a film.
It's a film, yeah, with Christian Bale and Oscar Isaac.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry
We'll
on.
get on to that later. A Dog's Purpose, which is an adorable dog movie about dog reincarnation. It's.
I thought it was a film about the Snapchat filter. I'm here all week.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. The sequel to Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and Anne Hathaway monster movie, Colossal. But before all that, we have our spotlight, which we can now actually properly reveal.
I mean,
even though it's not
obviously-
even much of a reveal because they probably know what it is anyway.
I mean, out of all the films that we've seen in the past month, we haven't mentioned one. And who do you think we're a couple of baboons for not seeing? That was the best word I could come up with. Shut up.
Baboons.
For not seeing this film. It is, of course, the best, the greatest, very controversial.
the
Talking about
long-awaited sequel.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Hope you're ready. It'll be here any minute. Is that a rifle?
You don't know what a rifle looks like?
It's just swords were your thing and guns were mine. But I guess we're both doing guns now. I just didn't know that.
Well, that's intense.
What was that noise?
I'm having the
Like you built it up very professionally, and then you just kind of undermined yourself totally.
I just crushed it. Like I went from professional to I am just like 12.
Right.
I am not an adult. I am nearly an adult as well. That's just embarrassing. Right.
Right, anyway, so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Vol 2.
Vol-
Vol. 2.
Obviously.
Yes.
That took us
obviously.
so long to figure out what that slogan meant.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I still don't know what it means.
It says on my poster over there, says
yeah.
see
I'm
it
looking
in
at your poster right now.
see it in I'll take a picture of it as well, podcast.
Okay.
Here it is.
Pretty damn
See
good
it
poster.
in IMAX, obviously.
Yeah, but they used it like on the poster, like
Yeah.
like you know the first promo image, the black and white one.
It didn't make sense at first, did it?
Obviously,
It
it
said
was
obviously, and it's like,
Yeah.
what? And obviously, fuck's sake.
Obviously.
Clearly, they just left out the see it in IMAX. Anyway, this is just Pointless we're talking about now.
Yeah.
It's a good TV show, Pointless.
It is actually. It is a good TV show. Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the point. That's
The point is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
very true.
Yes. So what's the plot of this film, Callum?
Oh, you're asking me. Oh no. So I've seen this film 7 times now.
Flipping hell!
I was very enthusiastic.
I've
about
only
it.
seen it like 3 times.
I wanted to see this film so bad, and then I saw it a lot. Clearly, so
Yeah.
the plot is basically a few months after Guardians of the Galaxy 1 takes place,
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Yes.
We find we call them heroes. Yeah, we find
Yes.
our heroes on a weird planet. They've been hired as gunmen.
They're basically doing like some paid jobs.
Just doing paid jobs because
they save the galaxy.
Yeah,
so
they're
they're
known-
pretty highly employable.
they're highly important. They've got like business cards. It's all adorable. You know, Groot's on there, but I wish that was a thing. So yeah, they're there, and then they get Nebula. That's in the trailer, so I can say that.
Yeah.
It's been a month nearly, so like I feel I can say a bit more about it.
Yeah, we're still gonna hold back on the major things, but
I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this has probably seen the film
you'll
by
probably
now.
know what we're on about
Yeah.
if you've seen it.
Yeah, they've got Nebula, they fly off, they crash. This dude floats down, it's like, hello Peter, I'm your dad. It's like, oh, whoa, cool, Kurt Russell. Hi, how you doing, mate? Loved you in Sky High.
He was in Sky High?
Yeah, he was the super dad in Sky High. That's going to be a picture on the podcast, but I'm really making it in my head.
You're making the editing way harder for yourself.
I have to search through like an hour and a half's worth of us talking to find that 5-second segment of...
Yeah. But it's-
Anyway.
Yeah.
So he's there like, I'm your dad, come with me, look at this weird mantis person, diversity. Shouldn't have said that. But the amazing... Then, you know, they go out, they're like, oh, this is so cool, it's your own planet, your ego, cool. What's the crack? Oh, well, you are like a god. Like, oh,
And
Cool.
We'll stop there.
Yeah.
So that we don't
ruin anything, because if I carried on talking like that about the plot, then I ruin a lot of things.
And then events lead up to our heroes, as we're calling them, saving the galaxy again. So there you go. Callum, what did you think of this movie?
I thought it was fantastic. And I actually stand by the fact, there's a whole argument of, like, is it better than the first one? Oh, is it worse? Is it the classic sequel? I thought it was as good and maybe slightly better than the first one. Now...
Why is that?
Yeah, I can sense people... Every time I mention this to someone, they're like... And that's when I stop talking to my
And
granddad.
they say that exact...
That exact... Yeah.
Make those exact noises.
Exact noises. Very weird. So, I watched this film a few times, and then I was like to Harry, I think it's better than the first one. And Harry was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. And,
Giving away my opinion.
sorry.
It's alright.
And then Harry went to go watch it again, and then he developed a fresher version of his opinion.
My opinion has changed every time I've watched it.
Every time. Same here, to be honest, because sometimes I'd watch it and be like, oh, that's not great. And then I watch it again and I'm like, that is hilarious. Sign me up. So I actually...
But I suppose it depends on like what mood you're in, like.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: we actually went to a midnight screening double bill of the first and second Guardians of the Galaxy film. So
We showed up at 9, we watched the first one.
Yep, and then they played the second one at midnight on the dot, and
And oh my god,
it was an amazing experience.
the atmosphere in the room.
It was wonderful. It was lovely.
People
you know,
were
it was
laughing
great-
at each other and
great
just
atmosphere.
smiling, and
it was
actually really nice.
It was a really happy time, and it was
It was
really
also 20 quid a ticket,
really
so
nerdy time. Yeah, well worth the money.
all worth the money. It's like, oh,
But of course, you know, it was the middle of the night.
it was middle of the night.
So I suppose that kind of had it kind of distorted. Well, at least it distorted my opinion a little bit the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it the first time round, but then I thought it's not really as good as the first one, and I just kind of thought that there wasn't like a main plot thread. I just felt as though stuff happened and it wasn't necessarily connected. It was just like a 2-hour snapshot of their lives, which isn't a bad thing. It was still entertaining. It was like I saw it as a good film initially. That was my first impression, but I sort of didn't. I couldn't wrap my head around it because I just felt like there wasn't really any kind of plot. It was just kind of like stuff happened. And the second time I went to watch it, it was on a early Sunday evening, so relatively well energized, and I could see it with like a sort of a clearer view, and I liked it a lot more. And I sort of I understood that there was a main plot thread, and though stuff wasn't just happening, it was all kind of connected, and it follows on swiftly from the first one, and the character development is all there, and I thought the second time round this is as good as the first one, because I mean, for those of you who don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, my favourite Marvel film, my favourite superhero film, probably one of my favourite films of all time. I absolutely adore it, and I love the characters, and I love the story, and I love like the message it shows. Because like it was because we watched the first and second one together, and it's just profound how you see, like these films are just so brilliant to just go to. Like the first one, and both of them have profound messages. Like the first one, it shows that no matter who you are, you can be a hero, and you can redeem yourself. And the second one shows the importance of family in comparison to things like power and wealth and objects, and on top of that, both films are so funny. They're so fun. They're so hip and cool. So many great songs, and like the soundtracks in both of these films are brilliant. Like that music from the 70s, the 80s, it's timeless. Like it's absolutely gorgeous, and I can't even remember what the first thing I was saying was, but
it's been about 3 minutes. You've just kept going,
rambled. Yeah,
but it's great because you're filled with like passion about the film. So keep going.
Yeah, well, basically to sum it up, first time wasn't too sure, didn't think it was as good as the first one. Second time I thought this is as good. Third time I went to go and see it, which was earlier this week. I've come to the conclusion it's not quite as good as the first one. However, it's a valiant sequel. It's a valiant attempt to recapture the what everything that was good about the first film, and it did. It did succeed in doing that, and it was a great time. And as a sequel to the film, it's like to the first one, which is so so beloved and so masterful. I think that the first film, I go as far as to say it's it's a masterpiece. I feel like this does not disappoint at all. But yeah, not as good as the first one, but it is pretty damn good still, definitely. And I feel like now we should talk about why it is so damn good.
Yeah. So hi, I'm still here. I thought it was actually really funny.
Definitely.
When we first watched it, the whole cinema was in uproar of laughter. Everyone was just, every joke hit what seemed really well. I think that was maybe because all of our expectations were so high.
Yeah,
it was midnight and all that. But then,
and I feel like like there was a buzz in the room, everyone was clearly wanted to be there. They clearly wanted to be the first ones to see this film.
But then,
so they were gonna give it that support.
When I went to go watch it again over the weeks, people still laughed, but there was definite like low key laughs, and some people didn't laugh at all. Some jokes just didn't hit well.
There were some that worked more than others.
Yeah, some definitely worked more than others. I just really like the film as it was. I love the action of the film. You still have like the classic, just like Rocket tearing things up, and
which is immensely fun to watch.
Oh, it's great. I just love it all. The music. If you haven't listened to the soundtrack yet, go listen to it now, because without it being in the film, it's still a great collection of songs. The songs are just so well done, and excuse me, it's so good. And also. Am I saying also or also? Also. That's a weird word. Anyway, shut up. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I'll add on to what you said about the music.
I'll remember it in a sec.
James Gunn, the director, who is...
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, do you remember now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I only just found... Because I've been obsessed with this film. I've been going through all the Instagram posts and all that. You know James Gunn, right?
Yeah.
You know Yondu's Yondu's first mate?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Captain.
Yeah.
Captain. That's his brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
No. It only clicked when I read Sean Gunn, and I was like, oh...
Yeah, that's his brother.
Oh, that's his brother. That's really sweet that they were working together.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Sean must have been like, I hate you. You're giving me direction, you twat.
Yeah, they've probably got a really good.
Yeah.
They've probably got a
Oh,
good
yeah.
family relationship.
Oh,
as well as
definitely.
a good working
I mean,
relationship.
yeah, it wouldn't be a bad relationship there if they wouldn't work very closely on
Yeah,
film.
and you
together.
know, there's the like family collaborations. They can work quite well. I
Mm.
mean, you know, we have the Russo brothers who directed Civil War
Yeah.
and
The Mario brothers.
Winter Soldier, two highly regarded Marvel films, and they're also directing Infinity Wars as well, which is going to be pretty big.
Yeah.
I feel like actually we should do a video about like expectations for that, because
What, for Wonder Woman?
Infinity War.
So I've come.
Where did Wonder Woman come from?
I blanked out like while I was talking. I took a drink. I was just like, no. What should we do? Infinity War. Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might do that, but yeah. What I was saying about James Gunn, like he seems like a very charismatic director, and he clearly loves the source material, and that's fantastic to see. And one thing he was saying about the soundtracks is that he has a playlist of songs like old 80s 70s hits, which he thinks are sort of Guardians worthy songs. And what he will do is that when he thinks like a song needs to be placed like over a scene, he will like go through that list and see which one suits it best.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why like it works so well. Like the songs, they just fit in so so perfectly, because there is a lot of thought that goes into them. Like it's not just like, okay, we'll have that song, we'll put it in there. Like it's kind of like it's just like it fits.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite wonderful. That's a wonderful way of doing it, and that adds to the kind of iconography of like the soundtrack. The fact that it you can associate it with the film so well, because they just place it in so cleverly. Like they're quite strategic about that.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
What more can I say about it? I mean, it's a good film. Where do I mean, were there flaws? A couple.
Yeah.
A couple of bad things, like some of the jokes didn't hit perfectly, but I can't think of a flaw. Can you think of it?
I mean, there isn't anything like
There's anything that jumps
anything
out.
that is a flaw is like a nitpick,
Yeah,
because like
you have to
the
really
pros really do outweigh the cons,
definitely.
and that's the great thing about these films, is that there's just so much good in there, and there's so much to enjoy, as opposed to things you can complain about. Like that's what makes them so accessible. And I feel like out of all the Marvel films, like, and it's strange to say this considering that Guardians of the Galaxy isn't actually set on Earth, like it's set like
Yeah.
anywhere, but it's like it feels like the most accessible in that sense. And yeah, I just think it's a cracking good film, as well as the first one. Like it's, and a lot of people say it's good in its own way, because it is, because I don't think you could ever get because it's not as fresh as the first film, because the first film was something entirely new, and that's probably what made it more acclaimed, or at least like in my eyes. And a lot of other people's eyes, like people think that's the better film, because it was it was more fresh and it was new and it was exciting at the time. And this, like, we know the characters already, so it's not as good in that sense, but it works as a continuation. It's great to see these characters again. We've got more of the gags, more of the music, more of the action, more of the characters, more of everything that we like. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Very true.
So there you go. Cast. Are we talking about the cast?
I mean, I realised that before we started recording, Harry was like, "Do we not have?" I really not that I forgot about the podcast. I just completely disregarded it in my head. I thought, "Oh, it's fine. I'll just sit down and talk for a bit." I forgot I was meant to get cast lists at least to to help towards the podcast. So here is the cast lists. I didn't know that Karen Gillan was Nebula.
What?
From the first film, I didn't know, and then
You had no idea?
I had no idea. Well, come on, look at Nebula and look at Karen Gillan.
It is
They
very
look
good makeup.
nothing alike.
Obviously, yes.
Obviously,
Did
yeah.
you not know why Karen Gillan was bald for that short period in
I
2013, 2014 when she was filming the first one?
didn't follow Karen Gillan back then. I know. Well, obviously.
Well, you see,
did.
obviously, I'm quite a big Doctor Who fan, so
Yeah.
so I know
Yeah.
what it sounds really creepy. Like I know what everyone working on that show is doing.
No, but like I just had no idea. I was like, I don't care. Like I didn't. I only realised it when I think I was talking to you about it at some point. And you mentioned her name in about the film. And I was like, what are you on about? And then I googled it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was just very weird. I realised that Yondu, Michael Rooker, isn't black. I will not take that back.
Oh, no, I was-
Oh, right. I thought Harry reached towards the laptop. I thought he was
he was
going
gonna
to
record
stop
it
the
and get rid
podcast.
of it, yeah.
No,
No.
no. But honestly, when I first watched the film, and I only realised this literally about 2 weeks before the second film came out, I thought Yondu was black.
Right. Well, Michael Rooker, regardless of race, he is
He's very not black.
he's a very cool guy. He's a great actor.
I'm actually fond of him. I'm very fond of his Instagram now. It's a
Ah.
lot of Mary Poppins stuff.
Mary Poppins. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Just like
Yeah, that's probably a spoiler, but it's there's bigger things. There's bigger things
I mean,
which could be spoiled.
people know that now.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's a great line though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I mean,
I imagine that's going to become it's already very iconic, isn't it?
oh god, it's all over the place at the minute. It's like when Get Out came out and people started doing all those concept arts.
Yeah, of the main character.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. What came out of Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Mary Poppins. That's it. I can't think of anything else.
And Fox on the Run.
Copyright strike. Anyway,
I think we're going to get a copyright strike if we actually use the actual song.
yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Love you, YouTube. I
Yeah,
knew
we love you.
Gamora.
We wanted to
She's-
wanted to go to iTunes, but
No.
sorry, yeah, Gamora, yeah.
She's black. Didn't know that.
Do you know anything about the actors in this film?
I really don't know anything.
Did you know that Vin Diesel? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
bald. No, I knew Vin Diesel was Groot.
The guy who played Groot played the Iron Giant.
I did not know that.
Did you know?
I didn't know Iron
Did you ever
Giant.
watch the Iron Giant?
No, I never did.
What?
You haven't seen a lot of films either, so
I know this is. I know
shut
this. It's true. Yeah. But, I know.
Shut up.
Yeah. There's a lot of classics that I still need to see. But yeah, this is just a little tangent, right? For anyone who's read the book of the Iron Giant and seen the film, do you think that the book is better? Because the book has it has a massive dragon that the Iron Giant goes against. That's not in the film. It's not in the film.
Yeah, bro. So,
So disappointing. But anyway, yeah. Are we actually going to talk about like whether or not these guys were good or?
I mean, I don't think we've said enough about it. I think
Right.
they were
Well,
all good.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. No need to talk about
great,
it. He's
great as usual.
Vin Diesel,
you know.
great
And
appearance.
well, actually, no. I feel like Chris Pratt. Like one thing you can say about his performance in this film is that
His ability to grow facial hair.
he does have pretty good facial hair. We'll
Yes,
say
yeah.
that. But I feel like he's quite believable in this film. Like especially in certain scenes towards the end of the film. Like I feel like. I don't know. I feel like he pulls off the part really well, and he suits the part really well. In the same way that you associate Hugh Jackman to Wolverine, you associate Chris Pratt to Star-Lord.
Yeah. So Vin
Vin-
Diesel, this Groot, I think his screen time was amazing.
What did you think of Baby Groot? Because you were unsure whether or not you're going to like him at first.
Right, here's my opinion on Baby Groot. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't very keen on it when I first went to go see it, because remember from the first film all those badass moments where you just walk down a hallway,
Yeah.
beat up about 15 people, and then turn around and be like, "Ugh!"
Cracking moments.
Like
yeah.
he was awesome. He was a tank. He was great. And then Baby Groot's just sort of like a twig, and just bites people's ankles. It's like
Yeah.
he plays some relevance to the plot about his size, but I kind of wish he was a bit older or bigger and all that. I mean, I didn't like it, but it wasn't too bad. He was cute at times and it was funny, but
Yeah, I think that's the main strength of Baby Groot is that he was, pretty adorable, and there was a particular scene involving Baby Groot And I'm just looking at the Baby Groot Funko Pop you have in your room right now.
Yeah.
Pretty adorable. No,
I
Baby
know.
Groot. But yeah, there was a scene involving Baby Groot, Yondu, and Rocket, where Rocket and Yondu were incarcerated. Not going to say any more about that for spoilers, but it's a very funny section.
It's
that.
a very funny sequence, that, isn't it?
Yeah. And he provides comedy, a lot of cuteness, and also, he has his fair share of badass moments, like the normal sized Groot did. I mean, he has in the same. He did he? Yeah, a few times.
Oh, when they were on the ship, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they were few and far between. Admittedly, but they were still there, and in the same way that this film as a whole is good in its own way in comparison to the first one, Baby Groot was good in his own way in comparison to normal sized Groot.
I just look forward to when he gets back to at least normal-ish size, whether or not he's alive or not. We don't know. Spoilers.
Can't say.
Can't
But
say. Well, I've pretty much mentioned that everyone on the cast list could be black or white. I never really know. Dave Bautista. Great guy. Looks like he will actually just kind of choke you out.
He was a former WWE wrestler, I believe.
He goes through it's 4 hours of makeup every day, didn't he?
Yeah, and also here's another thing. Props to the makeup department and all that, because like you say, you can't even tell what race these guys are. That's how good the makeup is.
It's great.
So there you go.
Yeah,
and it looks brilliant.
It looks great.
And it's a testament to the actors and the makeup team that they can actually get up early in the morning, spend lots of hours in a makeup chair in a makeup room. Where it's obviously going to be,
Dave
long
Dave has
sassy.
to stand there in his underwear. He grabs a metal pole above his head, and he just stands there for 4 hours, and he doesn't complain.
And they've all got to act.
They've all got to act, yeah.
As well, yeah. So that's brilliant. A lot of labour actually goes into these films.
I love it when I see behind the scenes footage, and it's just Gamora eating a salad or lunch, and then Chris will be like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I mean a salad." Oh my god. Just it's weird because they look green or blue or grey, but I don't know what Drax is.
Very, very convincing. Yeah, let's not get into.
I'm not getting into that.
We don't know what colour that guy is. Bradley Cooper, provides great vocals for Rocket. Props to Sean Gunn, who actually stood in for Rocket most of the time on set.
Oh, did he actually?
Yeah, he was in a motion capture suit.
But Rocket's 2 feet.
Yeah, well, obviously they downsize him.
Oh.
Yeah, what, did you think they get someone like Peter Dinklage to come in?
Yeah, I honestly thought they got a robot or something to do it, or a small person.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage, a robot.
That'd be awesome. Right. These are all Mantis. Oh.
Now apparently Mantis.
Hang on, wait. Before we carry on, do you want to attempt to say that name?
Pom Klementieff.
Pom Klementieff.
Pom Klementieff.
I'm so sorry, Mantis, if you're listening, but
yeah. Apparently, her character wasn't faithful to the character in the comics, the way that Mantis was portrayed in this film.
A lot of people get so butthurt about these comics, but a lot of things I mean, the original Guardians of the Galaxy, right? No one from the original film was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy comics. The only person that's actually stayed the same from comic to movie transition is Yondu. He was the only person in the actual Guardians, and he's not even in the Guardians of the Galaxy in the first film.
He's more significant in this film, but all the same.
And Yondu had a bow and arrow, not just an arrow, in the comics. I did a lot of research.
I think, and they've got to make adaptations like that because in this universe, if he had a bow and arrow, he'd be too similar to Hawkeye.
Exactly, and that's what they were on about.
Yeah. So. The comics are the comics and the films are the films.
Exactly.
And Mantis in this film, she was a perfectly serviceable character, provided some funny moments. And also there was a really lovely scene as well involving her and Drax, which I won't spoil, but you find out more about, Drax's true inner feelings, and that's a very emotional scene. Speaking of emotional things, this film is very emotional towards the end.
It kicks you in the teeth.
I mean, it evokes some reactions. It makes you laugh and it makes you cry.
And you can see it coming from not a mile away, but before it happens, you see it coming, just before, and you sort of in your head you're like, please don't say this is how it's gonna end, and it does, and you're just like, Great. Okay then.
But yeah, that's something the film
Go
did very
listen to some
well.
Coldplay for a bit and eat some Ben and Jerry's. But yeah, wrap it up here.
Wrap it up. Oh, Kurt Russell.
Where is he?
Very,
Oh, Kurt Russell.
very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
And
who he was.
CGI to
but
make him look younger was very good as well.
Very,
Disney
very
with
well
their CGI,
They're very good.
they are fantastic. Disney's a powerhouse. There's
Rogue
no
One.
denying that. Yeah, Rogue One. Yeah, I think that's
guys.
Is that a wrap?
That is a wrap.
That is a wrap.
On one film, we've still got like 5 others.
Yes. Right. Are we still giving marks out of 10?
Yeah, marks out of 10. I would give it a 9.
I'd give it a 9 as well. On the pure basis that I'd give the first one a 10, and this, in my opinion, isn't as good as the first one, so I'd give it a 9. Saying that, it's a brilliant film, you know, very entertaining. Everything you love about the first film, it's in this film, you know, a great story, great production values, great cast. Funny, sad, and cool. Overall, an awesome time. And if it's still in cinemas this week, I believe. It might be in cinemas for a couple more weeks. So go and see it again, I guess, if you can. If you haven't gotten sick of it already. But yeah, I got a bit distracted because Callum was just kind of
I'm
flicking through some.
I'm flicking through cast lists and I realised it's just a bunch of random pictures in between them. So I'm like really desperately trying to search for the next film, and I just went through like all the films we've talked about before.
Oh yeah, I saw like flashes of Get Out and Moonlight. On
Yeah, it's not helpful as well when I save these. I give them really weird names. Like for Moonlight, I called it Gay XXX Porn, and for The Great Wall, I called it Donald Trump's Secret Plan. So I didn't really do myself many favours when I'm just trying to find Baywatch amongst all my weirdly named things.
But we've got the
Baywatch
the
here.
cast list now. So Baywatch.
I mean, I'm not sure if you knew, but that's the next film we're talking about, Baywatch.
Yes.
So Baywatch is kind of like a 15-year-old boy recreating the TV show.
No,
It isn't. No, it's
it is kind of like redone for a new audience, I suppose.
yeah, it's for our audience, isn't it?
Yes.
It's got it's like taking the old Baywatch and then adding like our generation's like obviousness into it. Like we're so plain and simple sometimes. It's like there's a lot of sex.
Is there?
I should rephrase. There's a lot of sex appeal.
Yeah. Let's go for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, all you need to do is take.
This isn't 50 Shades Darker.
No,
we don't want that.
All you
shit.
need to do is Google the cast list, and you'll start to understand what I'm on about.
They've got some very good-looking people in this.
I
film.
mean, we start off with Zac Efron, and
he's doing quite well. For
he's doing
himself,
quite.
isn't
He
he?
looks a bit like a dented fridge. He is as big and tall as a fridge, but his muscles look like a dent in the fridge. Like he is like chiseled, but it looks wrong in a few ways.
It doesn't look real.
He has like
Yeah.
I think he has like 10 abs. He
Something
doesn't
like
have a
that.
six pack.
They even make a joke about that in the film.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of self referential humour. If that's even a word, referential.
yeah.
I don't know. But there's a lot of. It's very tongue in cheek, and I think that's the strength of this film.
Yeah.
That there's even one reference to High School Musical. You know, it's kind of breaking the wall just a little bit, and
it's just funny.
it is funny.
If you everyone knows The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
If you follow him on Instagram,
Our
he
generation's
is
David Hasselhoff.
very true. If you follow him on Instagram, you will just see all these little posts about like sticking together and how he came from nothing to something. He's a very lovely man. You watch Baywatch and you think, wow, you're an ass. But no, that's the character he plays, and it's quite nice to see that refreshing new character come through. And he can be like, he is actually like that, like with people that he knows, because you see him when he posts about his mates. He like stars out swear words, and it's just it's kind of adorable. It's like, come on, we know what you're saying here. Just be honest with us. But then he's like, I'm not going to say it because it's a podcast, but he is really fun, and I wish they kind of made an inside joke to Moana, because that would have been the cherry on top.
Or Fast and Furious, or anything
anything.
like Escape to Witch Mountain or whatever that
What?
I think that's a Dwayne Johnson film.
Oh God.
The Tooth Fairy. That's the Dwayne Johnson film.
Oh, that was a good film.
Could have been. I've never watched it.
Oh,
No, don't recommend.
no,
Okay,
don't recommend
I'll take that on board.
It is.
But yeah, Dwayne Johnson, he remains, one of the coolest guys, in the world right now, and and he is, he's fantastic at promoting a sense of motivation, because he's always posting photos of him in the gym and things like that. And
If he's ever doing a film, you get about 3 posts a day about that film.
Yeah, and it's good. It's nice to spread that positive motivational energy, and he's a funny guy, and he's proves himself to be a good actor in this film, because he is playing a character which is kind of far removed to the way he his real life self is portrayed.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And one thing I do want to mention is that, and it's in the trailer, so I can say, I love that little sand sculpture that they made of The Rock. I just think that's hilarious. I just wanted to point that out.
But the first... Right, hang on. Talking about... That was in the first few minutes of the film.
It was, yes.
That reminded me of what made us, fucking cry with tears of, laughter. Because you get into it, you're like, oh, this is funny, yeah, and boom, you're hit with just comedy, and you're like, where are we going?
There are some outrageously funny things in this film.
But, I'm going to whisper it again.
Were you going to say that there are some things which aren't?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
There are some jokes that don't hit right.
Don't hit right. And that might be because, A, we might be a bit too young, because there were some people in there who are 60.
So maybe they get the inside
They
jokes.
get the inside jokes to the first, Baywatch.
But on a more general sense, I feel like
there were
just
some jokes that...
some times where they were trying to get laughs, and there were pauses so that they left, so that the audiences in the movies can just just laugh.
Yeah,
and no one laughed at them, and and I suppose that's not such a bad thing, considering that there were some jokes that did really hit the ground running, and did really do a good job of making people laugh so much. Yeah. But there were some the humour was hit and miss, I guess.
Not every joke is going to be the best, and that's with any comedy film you watch. You're not going to laugh at every joke. If you do, then something might be wrong with you. You might go see a doctor, but.
Maybe you're just biased. Maybe you went into there
biased,
thinking that it would be funny, and
yeah,
there's a number of reasons why you would laugh at every single joke. Some people just go to the cinemas just to do that, every single line.
I'm gonna punch you in the head.
Just be quiet. But yeah, hit and miss humour.
Hit and miss humour, but still very funny.
Yeah.
In terms of percentages, 80% funny, 20% not funny.
I'd say 60-40.
60-40.
60 funny, 40 not funny.
Opinions.
Different. Yeah, but that's the great thing about opinions, and ours are quite different. Usually.
Ours are that's the only reason. Well, not the only. This is the main reason.
One of the reasons why we started the podcast.
Yes,
because we could have those sorts of discussions
and not kill each other in the process. And if one of us did kill the other,
because you've got to respect other people's opinions.
Yeah.
You got to be able to say, not. You can see where they're coming from, but you can respect them thinking that. But yeah, I mean, Baywatch. I feel like it's a good time, for the laughs, for the for the eye candy, for the fun, for the action as well. Because there's some pretty damn good action. There's one thing that The Rock does at the very end, which I thought was awesome. I thought.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm on about.
I was playing the movie.
Yeah. It was. I was just like, wow. This is fantastic. There are some it's got all them fun elements, and it makes for an entertaining time at the pictures. It's worth the money. It makes for a good cinema trip, but I suppose the actual main plot, the main plot, which we've not really delved into, was that there are some things going on in the Bay with people bringing in drugs. And it's very anti-drugs, this film, I suppose. And that part of the film isn't the most interesting part. And as a result, it kind of when those bits were happening, like I mean, not a lot of people. I suppose back in the day when Baywatch was the TV series, a select group of people probably didn't watch it for the plot. I mean, let's be honest, they probably watched it for another more significant element.
Yes.
Uh,
Milk jugs.
but I feel that in this film the more interesting elements were, it was the humour, it was the action, it was just the fun of all that. It wasn't as fun as the actual main plot, but I suppose you learnt more about the characters, you learnt more about how strongly they feel about protecting the beach, and you definitely know about the characters, but I feel like the strength of this film comes from just how fun it is, and how when it takes itself as a romp, that's when it works best. For me personally, I just feel I just feel like as a romp it works really well, but when it tries to be
serious,
when it takes itself a little bit more seriously, and when it focuses more on the plot, that's when it becomes a bit disengaging for me, because it's either a romp or it isn't, and I feel like those elements were a bit conflicting.
Yeah.
But saying that, it was a lot of fun,
Okay, sneezed. Right. So yeah, branching onto that, whenever it went to the scenes with, and I'm looking at her name, and I am thinking back to GCSE English and how scared I am. Priyanka
Chopra.
Thank you.
Yes. She's the main villain of the film.
I mean, yeah, and if you can pretty much figure that out, she looks actually like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Straight up, she looks terrifying. She will flirt with you and then shoot you.
I think she
in the
looks
face.
more like a Bond girl, if I'm honest. But fair enough.
Whenever it went to one of her scenes, not because of her, it was just the way the story was. Before anyone calls me a anti-feminist or whatever, it just the whole energy of the scene is just nosedived, because I was like, I don't care about this. Just show me all the lifeguards eating lunch or something.
Yeah.
That's
and
interesting.
like I was just saying, when it tries to be serious, when it tries to take itself a bit more seriously and have a plot, and it does take that plot really really seriously.
Oh yeah.
You just want to see more of the lifeguards, more of the fun stuff.
Like the TV show.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, then again, we've not seen the TV show, so
No.
we can't say what it's like in comparison. Maybe that's what the TV show was like. But, yeah, Baywatch, it was fun. And the times where it was, being a romp, and it acknowledged that it was a romp, and it was tongue-in-cheek, and it acknowledged that it was, maybe a little bit shit in places. It kind of had a self-acknowledgement, I feel like that's when it worked best, as opposed to when it was trying to take itself a bit more seriously.
Yeah. Right, looking down the cast list here. So we've mentioned Zach, Paprika, Chopper, and Dwayne Johnson. We've something that makes me giggle is, and we can say this, can't we? That
Yeah, we can say
that.
this.
Well, yeah, you just Google it and it's there anyway.
Yeah.
David Hasselhoff and Pamela
Anderson,
thank you, are in this film.
Yes.
David Hasselhoff also was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
He was, yes.
Yeah, he just wasn't straight on that cast list because he isn't
No.
credited part. David Hasselhoff had a bit more to say in this. Yeah.
Oh, can I just say, by the way, because you reminded me, the credits of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 were the best credits of any Marvel movie.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Post-credit scenes galore. It looked really cool. David Hasselhoff was singing
There
the cool
are
song.
There are 5 post-credit scenes. So
Yes.
stick around right to the end.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Just wanted to say that because you reminded me.
Back to this. So yeah, we have. Let's go down here. So we have Alexandra Daddario, who plays Summer Quinn. I thought it said Quill, and I was about to go, it's Star-Lord's sister, but it says Quinn.
Well, David Hasselhoff is in both films, so maybe maybe they're connected.
No. Oh, if only. That would be an awesome crossover. Oh my, what is it with these names?
I tell you what, shall we just say they're all pretty good?
They're all pretty good.
Pretty good.
They're all pretty good. They're all John Bass. They're all attractive, looking people.
Hey, John Bass is all right.
John Bass.
John Bass is the guy that plays Ronnie. The
tech guy.
yeah, he's yeah.
This is
I think it shows that you don't have to be.
one of the jokes.
hench.
One of the jokes is the fact that
You don't have to
he
be a Zac-
isn't hench.
Yeah, you don't have to be. But I think that's good because you don't have to be a Zac Efron or a Dwayne Johnson to be a lifeguard to save people to do good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Very true.
I feel like he's a great sort of representational figure in that sense. Yeah.
They're all really good.
It's a good
True.
it's a good cast. Yeah, and they're good actors. They're good looking people. Yeah, that's that. Baywatch. What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I would give it a number, and that number is
Take your time.
that's fine. I'm trying to find the next cast list. Right, there we go. I'd give it an 8. I actually really enjoyed it, and I would go see it probably a couple more times.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7 or an 8. I wouldn't go out of my way to see it again, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't. I'm not too fussed about there being a sequel. I know it's pretty much confirmed, but by the way, stay through the credits because there are some funny outtakes and there's a funny scene between two actors which I won't name because it's a spoiler. But stay through the credits. It's worth your time. Yeah, sequel's more or less confirmed, and it's confirmed in the post credits.
Because money.
Because money, and you know, like, I wouldn't have asked for a sequel personally, but when it comes out eventually, I won't mind going to see it because you know, Baywatch was a fun time. I wouldn't necessarily make a franchise out of it myself, but it was good fun, and you know, I'm okay with seeing more. Basically, and and one other thing I'm going to mention is that, and this is less about the film. This is more just a funny little side note. This past week at time of recording in the UK, it's been pretty hot, and when we went to see Baywatch, it was boiling in the cinema.
It was 27 degrees outside when we went in, and it was like we got in, and it was clearly like cool at first, and once it was a full cinema as well. And after about 10 minutes, everyone started going like, you know, bringing out the fans and wafting hands, and it's just like,
you just look around and see people just like you know, like putting their hands through their hair, like it was a really warm room. And like, here's the thing: we don't live near any 4D cinemas, but that is the closest I think we've ever gotten to a 4D cinema.
just
experience.
on the beach all the time.
Yeah, it was like, but yeah. So I think Baywatch works really well as a summer film. You know? Like, I feel like it fits in really well with the season.
Definitely.
And especially with that weather. I mean, we don't get that very often in the UK, but other parts...
Yeah, we've now got like 3 weeks of rain coming after like having 4 sunny days.
Yeah.
That's how Britain works.
But then again, you can, even if the weather's not that great, go and watch Baywatch, watch loads of scenes with sunshine in it, and then you've escaped from all that.
Exactly.
So, there you go. Now then, it's time for the part.
That concludes me. I only saw 2 films this month.
Yes.
Granted, I did see Guardians 7 times,
Yeah.
but
that accounted for like Guardians of the Galaxy accounted for pretty much all your cinema trips.
Yeah. There were other films I was like, I should go watch that, and then I was like, oh, I'm busy, and then I realised I've seen Guardians 7 times in total. So, oh well. So I'm just gonna shut up for a bit while Harry talks about 4 films.
Yes, it is now time for me to take over. Pretty much, this is now the Harry show.
This is what happens when we split up. You're just gonna take the podcast with you.
Yeah, but split up. We're not married, Callum. We're not. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, this guy don't know. You didn't know that Yondu wasn't black, so
Exactly.
There you go. Right.
I'm looking at this cast. I'm like, I don't know if they're black or white.
You can see them. You can see from their photos whether they're black or white.
True. Right, go on.
Right. Okay.
This weird film.
So, the first film that I saw, and these are in release order as per usual. This film is called The Promise. Now, I'm going to need to get the plot from Wikipedia up because it's been a long time since I've seen it, and also it's quite forgettable. just to throw that opinion out there, like sort of like tell you already how I feel about this film. But yeah, The Promise. I wanted something to see on a bank holiday Monday, and it was either Guardians of the Galaxy again, but I was going to see it with a mate on another day, so I didn't bother on that particular day. And flipping hell! I just read.
Oh, no, that's painful to see. Right, before Harry says anything, the first thing I noticed on this page is grossing just $8 million against its $90 million budget.
That is horrendous.
That hurts.
Right. Okay. Well, it's not as bad as that Shia LaBeouf film, which cost about 300,000.
Oh, American
to make.
Ultra.
Yeah, and then it was like it only grossed £7.
Not American Ultra, but something like that.
£7 in the UK because one person went to see it, but it wasn't in many cinemas, granted. But yeah. So yeah, I wanted something to see. It was either this or A Dog's Purpose. I went to go and see this because the trailer looked good and based off a true story, and I like things based off true stories. Callum's gone over to the other corner of the room in disdain because of how much of a flop this film is.
Harry.
Yeah. 8 million. But I suppose, I mean, in relative terms to us, 8 million's quite a lot of money still, but, then again, they've lost a lot of money, so...
I'm not even sure if I can be heard over here, but that's like buying a scratch card for £10 and getting 50p. In our terms.
Yeah. Well, anyway. The Promise. So, the main character, whose name I can't remember and I can't pronounce by looking on the Wikipedia page, played by Oscar Isaac. He is an apothecary who lives in an Armenian village, and he wants to become a doctor. So in order to pay for medical school, he betroths himself to...
what does that mean?
Well, basically he says he's going to... He promises, hence the title, that he's going to get married to one of the ladies in the village. And so because of that, he gets 400 gold coins as a dowry, and then he gets to travel to I can't pronounce his place name. Can you?
Oh yeah, I did this earlier. Constantinople.
Yes, Constantine.
Oh no, Constantinople.
Constantinople. And yeah, that's where he goes to medical school so he can become a doctor. But then he meets a lady at that place. And they basically fall in love, which poses a problem because, for one thing, he's betrothed to that girl back in the Armenian village, and also the woman that he meets in that place is with Christian Bale's character, who is a journalist, I suppose, like an American reporter type guy. And yeah, so there's a lot of complications from that, and a lot of stuff happens. Like I don't know if I should even bother with, like refraining from spoilers because I don't know if anyone's going to see it. I mean, clearly not many people went to see it when it was out, but like people they get together and then they're separated, and then the main character changes his mind, and then there's complications, and then Christian Bale's character like it's questionable the way he treats the sort of the main woman. It's confusing just talking about it. You're probably confused listening to me talk about it because it's all very convoluted and messy, and it's not great. It really isn't. I was really trying to give it the time of day, and it like this whole thing about the Armenian, like, because it focuses on the Armenian genocide, and that's a pretty heavy subject. In fact, when they do address it in the film, like there's some very graphic images, especially for a 12A, some graphic images of like dead people, and it's very unnerving.
Having flashbacks of Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as that, but it is pretty bad for a 12A, and it's that stuff is very very meaty, very very like you could do a lot with that, and then it's just overshadowed by this stupid love triangle plot, like, and it's crap. Like it's not great. The performances, I mean, Oscar Isaac and Christian Bale, they are trying their damnedest to be as good as they can. Charlotte Le Bon, who plays like the main female, she was wooden. I just wasn't convinced by her at all. Most of the other actors were okay. They were all right, but the story was just all over the place. You know, it had potential to be quite good, but it was like two stories in one. You were focusing on the Armenian genocide, and you're focusing on this love triangle. And I suppose what they were trying to do is make this film more suitable for for a mainstream audience. So you've got a love triangle, like teens will come along and see it, but no, it doesn't make for a film which is accessible. It makes for a film which is a mess and is really hard to get into, really hard to explain, and just something which you just wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend it personally. So yeah, it's disappointment considering that I love films based off true stories, but this one just didn't hit the mark for me at all. So that's that. Do you have anything to offer? Because sometimes you have a little.
I'm gonna be honest. This whole time you've been talking, I've been playing Clash of Clans. It just sounds so boring. It's like,
Yeah.
like literally, like I said, I had no idea this was even a thing when Harry mentioned it.
And you even said, like, should you even talk about this?
Should we
I'm
even
like,
talk about
mate,
it? This sounds
I spent
boring.
2 hours in a cinema watching this shit. I'm gonna get my thoughts out there.
Oh.
But yeah,
No, but yeah, it sounds absolutely shocking. Just don't.
yeah, don't bother.
No.
Now we move on to
I've called this Woof Woof.
woof woof.
I haven't seen this film. I'm tempted to now that I understand.
Right, this
Understand
understand.
who's in it.
Yeah. This
Um,
is all right. This is an interesting one. This will make for a more interesting discussion. So, this is A Dog's Purpose. A
Yes.
Dog's Purpose is about a dog. The dog is the main character, and it's sort of like it's not even the dog. It's just kind of the consciousness of the dog, which kind of switches from one dog to the other in a kind of like meta Buddha kind of way. And it's on paper it sounds ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous. It sounds like a hard plot to consolidate into a film. The best way I can sum up A Dog's Purpose is that it was crap, but I really enjoyed it. Now, hear me out, right? So,
Yeah, I'm already confused by that.
right,
like-
basically, I mean, the plot is strange. It's a strange plot. You go from one dog to the other because the dog keeps dying and reincarnated.
Strange.
You're pointing to a Doctor Strange poster.
Strange. I'm trying to.
Are you? I think you're quite bored right now.
I am literally impersonating a 5-year-old at the doctor's.
Right.
I've just been handed like an electronic device and been told to listen.
And you're just
No.
not listening.
No.
Right. Well. Yeah. You go from one. What?
Yeah.
Right. You go from one dog. I'll wait.
Sorry, carry on. I'm just feeling a right pain at the minute.
Right. You go from one dog to the other, and it's like there's like different families, different people, and there's different ways that the dog dies, and the film is both really charming, like I mean I love dogs, like a lot of people who love dogs, I recommend this movie to them because the dogs are just they're so adorable, and like it plays the film because you have Josh Gad throughout providing the voice of
That's why I'm now going to see this film.
this dog consciousness. Yeah, you want to go and see it because it has Josh Gad
I love Josh Gad.
yeah. Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Gaston. Yeah, yeah. You have Josh Gad voicing this dog consciousness, and he really points out like things that are like many dog owners, like including myself, will think about, think that our dogs think. So there's one bit where an owner is trying to get a dog to play fetch, and then the dog's just like, no, I can't be bothered today. And that's something that in everyday life we would say like, oh yeah, the dog couldn't be bothered today. Like I just feel like it's quite cool how they played on like those aspects of everyday life as a dog owner. And and there's the film's charming in that regard, and also very sad. There are very sad moments in this film, like obviously the dog dies more than once, and it's pretty sad. It's even sadder than Marley and Me. Like, I'd go as far as to say that. Have you ever seen Marley and Me?
Oh god, yeah, tons of times. I love that film.
Heartbreaking.
It is really sad, even though I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's not a spoiler. Come on, it's been out for like 8 years or so.
Yeah.
Oh, Wilson. I.
Wilson.
Oh, Wilson. Alright, we just get dark because my wife. That's not Owen Wilson.
That sounds more like sounds more like a Scottish farmer.
It's retired Crocodile Dundee.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
It's a good film by the sounds of it.
Yeah, the acting is pretty good. There are some moments where the plot is incredibly stupid, and there's no denying that. The plot can be really dumb, really, really dumb, and but I suppose that makes it funny, like unintentionally funny, of course, but it adds something to it. And I feel like a film which can make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, at these, like these gorgeous, adorable animals. Like, I feel like it can't be a bad time, and it isn't a bad time. It's a good time, and if you acknowledge the fact that it is a bit stupid in places and it is a bit ridiculous, it's enjoyable. I was a bit reluctant to see this film. I mean, this is a delayed release. It came out in April in the UK, but it came out in January in the US, and all the reviews came out then, and everyone was saying it was a load of rubbish. And I was a bit, sort of tentative when I was going to see it. And I went to see it with a friend, and we went to see it in a cinema with no one in it. And let me tell you, that is
You told me about
this.
this.
An amazing experience, because it's sort of like that's what you can imagine having your own private cinema is like. Just like you can invite all your friends or your family or your acquaintances. It's great. But no, we watched it in a cinema where we were the only people there, and we could just comment on everything that was stupid, everything that was funny, everything that was cute, everything that was sad. It's a fun film to watch. On your own with people, whoever. Like, if you're a dog lover, even if you're not a dog lover, you can laugh at how stupid it is sometimes. Like, I feel that from a critical point of view, it is a bit rubbish, but personally myself, I really like it for what it is, and I would recommend A Dog's Purpose. It was crap, but I enjoyed it. So there you go.
Ooh.
Now, yes, time for you to look through your pictures again.
Do my one job. I should have just deleted all these other. Is it this?
Yeah, that's the one.
There we go.
That's the cast
Okay,
list.
I want to
Yes.
play more Clash of Clans. Bye.
Okay, so this is a sequel to Prometheus. This is a kind of a nostalgia trip to the cult classic Alien film. This is Alien Covenant. So the plot is that bunch of space workers, I guess. I don't know. People working in space. Colonists. That's what they are. They're colonists, and they want to try and find a world to colonize on. And they basically get they see they're on the way to this planet, but then they get word that there's another planet which is sort of off track to them, which is perfect for human life. And they're saying, we should definitely go there. One of them's like, no, we should stick to the planet. It seems too good to be true. And then they go on there, and then what happens? The Xenomorphs. They arrive.
Is that how they sound again?
There's a lot of clicking, a lot of yeah, like that. Yeah, and it's it's a bit like Alien in the sense that there's life forms coming out of other life forms in quite gruesome ways, and there's I think you just vomited in your mouth.
I just remember the trailer. It's like,
yeah,
we saw the trailer before we saw Life.
Yeah,
and I was just there going,
this isn't as good as Life. This is, in fact,
Life is better.
I think. This isn't as good as Life in general. Yeah,
Life,
well, that is also true.
Wow.
This. I didn't like this. Now, just as a bit of background, I'm not going to say that my opinion is the definitive opinion because I have only watched the first Alien film. Didn't like it, didn't rate it very well. I think it might have just been because I watched it a few years ago and I wasn't really that into, like I didn't appreciate the art of filmmaking so much back then. But I didn't rate it very well. I thought it was a bit boring. And I just went to see this film because it looked all right. On the pure basis that it looked all right and I wanted a couple of hours of entertainment and gruesome alien fun. And I went and, I was hoping that it would be all right. And the sort of the explanations and things like that for people who hadn't seen Prometheus, like they were all there, told in a very uninteresting way, in a way which was very long and drawn out, and it just wasn't engaging. The first half an hour or so of this film was pretty damn boring, and I didn't enjoy the bits where there was exposition and because characters were being pretty stupid. There was a lot of stupid decisions that the characters made. And just think, why are you being you guys are meant to be qualified for this sort of thing. I feel like I could do a better job.
It's like, hey, why are you going down that really dark corridor? What you doing? Oh, I dropped my keys.
It's more along the lines of, no, I've got to lock you in here. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to open the door now. Oh, I'm going to close the door because then that thing's going to come after me. Stuff like that.
Oh.
Stupid decisions. And, the aliens themselves look poor. They look awful. They are
CGI.
Entirely CGI, and it's a shame considering that in the trailers you see practical, xenomorphs, like actual prosthetics and animatronics and that. You see that in the trailer. None of that's in the film. It's like, and if it is, it's probably for like a split second. So not you don't get very much of that. It looks like whenever they come on screen, it looks like a video game, like graphic. It doesn't look convincing, and that stops you from suspending your disbelief, and that stops it from being scary because you can tell it's not real. And it's not just that; the scenes in space, like the wide CGI shots, they don't look convincing either. They look awful. They look really bad, and it's like I say, it was boring. The cast, the majority of them are serviceable. Michael Fassbender, I think is a great actor. It's a shame that he's been working in some very disappointing projects recently.
I don't know what you mean. I think that Assassin's Creed was the best film that kicked off the year.
Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool.
That was this year, wasn't it? Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. It was the first film we watched.
Oh gosh, so long ago now.
Yeah. Talk about starting the year on a high.
Well, it was technically high.
Yeah. Assassin's
That's what they probably were when they made the script.
Hey. But yeah, Michael Fassbender, he's a great actor. Catherine Waterston, I really like her. Like this cast, they're a great cast. Not very well utilised because it's a pretty shoddy film. And what I feel like, and like even though I've only seen the first Alien film and I'm not that big on the Alien franchise, I can tell that it's. I'm annoyed by the fact that this is trying to be a sequel to one film, but it's also trying to pay homage to another. Because it's trying to be a sequel to Prometheus, but it's also trying to be a reimagining of the first Alien film, a nostalgia fest. And I suppose if you love the first Alien film, and back then it was a huge thing. Like it was like something that people had never seen before. So obviously, if you want nostalgia for that, like amazing cinema going experience, then go and watch Alien Covenant for that, because I think it does provide a good amount of nostalgia for it to be worth watching for that demographic. But for me, I'm by no means saying that my opinion is definitive, but for someone who just wanted a decent film to watch, this didn't deliver in any way.
What would you give it out of 10?
I don't think I've even marked the other films out of 10, have I?
No, you haven't.
Well, yeah, Alien Covenant gets a 4 out of 10, I guess, 4 at best. The Promise gets, now that I've talked about it and now that I've realised that I dislike it more than I originally did, probably give it about a 3, maybe a 2 out of 10. And Dog's Purpose, I'd give it a good 7.
Decent film.
Yeah.
So this is Big Ting.
Big Ting.
I forgot what the actual
That's
name
what
was.
you-
I
that's
just
what
remember
you
it was
renamed
big.
Yeah, it's called Colossal.
Oh, right, okay.
This film.
Colossal.
Colossal.
Big ting. Right. This is a good cast. I'm looking at this cast. I like this cast.
It is
I
a
say
good
that.
cast.
I recognise the first two. Everyone
It's
else
it's
is.
a good film. So the plot of Colossal is that you got Anne Hathaway, who's with Dan Stevens, who we've seen recently in Beauty and the Beast, or rather we heard because it wasn't really him; it was just kind of like a CGI.
Have you seen like his motion capture suit?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'll show you after this. It is absolutely hilarious. If I can, I might put it in this podcast if I figure out how to do that.
Oh, okay.
I might link it below, but it is. Oh,
Is it funny?
it is hilarious. He looks like the Michelin Man. It is
The what?
the Michelin Man.
What's that?
You know the guy that looks like a bunch of tires, really fat. Michelin Man that does the tires.
All I can, the image that my mind thinks of is the licorice dude, like
Oh, no.
the man made of licorice.
Yeah, the Marshmallow Man.
Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, Big Puff from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that.
Oh, I think I know who you're on about. Yeah.
Right, sorry. Do this film thing, and I'll show you this afterwards.
Okay. So Colossal, Anne Hathaway with Dan Stevens, and Dan Stevens like, lady, you drink too much. Like, go away and rethink your life. So she goes to her childhood neighbourhood, and she meets one of her old friends, and then finds out that he's working in a bar, and you know what that means? More drinking. So she's an alcoholic, and she comes to realise that when some giant monster is materialising in South Korea, that she is sort of connected with that monster, because every time she goes on a certain children's playground at a certain time, then like her movements on that playground correspond to the movements of the monster in South Korea. Essentially, she's in control of that monster. And at first, it's about her realizing that, and then what they're gonna do about it, and then the film does a girl on the train in the sense that it makes you think it's about one thing, or it leads you to believe one thing, and then it completely changes it. It turns it on its head. And that was one thing I felt worked really well about Girl on the Train. You didn't go to see that film, did you?
No, I did not.
No. Well, what was really clever about that film is that it made you be against one character for a lot of the film, and then all of a sudden you realise that you shouldn't be against that character. You should be against this character. This film, it makes you think it's about monsters. It makes you think it's about controlling the. Why are you getting up the Beauty and the Beast thing now? Like,
because you need to see it. Hang on.
I'm in the middle of a really good discussion.
Harry will come back after he's seen this.
All right.
Like, I've had to stop. Right, he looks. He has like little foot pumps as well to make him taller. I'm gonna have to put it in now, otherwise people just think we're
Oh
insane.
man, Dan Stevens is walking around in this motion capture suit on the set of Beauty and the Beast.
Like, for that iconic scene where they walk down the stairs together and start dancing. How many takes that?
How did
do?
they keep a straight face?
Like, poor Emma Watson. Like, she's watched a man with no nose walk around, but never before has she seen this grey, dotted
steroid
man. It looks so weird.
individual.
Oh. Right, carry on with Colossal.
Right, what
Sorry.
was I saying? It makes you think it's about. I can't. You distracted me now. Like I've lost all composure. Right. Okay. So it makes you think about it. It makes you think that it's about monsters and about like absurd concepts like that. But then it changes its focus, and it makes it about something more human and more prevalent in our not everyday lives, but it's an issue that happens to a lot of people. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not sure if it's obvious in the trailer, but it deals with a very real world issue, and then it deals with it at the very end. It resolves the whole thing in a very, pardon the pun, colossal way, and it's still this film feels very grounded in real life, but at the same time it feels far-fetched. And in a good way, and it's still it's not like the like addressing real world concepts is I'm trying so hard not to think about how funny I find that Dan Stevens
It's really weird.
but like, you know, it addresses the real world concepts, but it's not conflicting with the fictional aspects of the film. And yeah, I think it's a great little film. It's a very cool little niche, quirky film, and I feel like you definitely need films like this out in the cinemas today, because a lot of them, you know, like the film industry has been going on for decades, and it's you know, it's very hard to find an original concept. You know, they're harder to come by, and I feel like, you know, when you get a film like this, which is very original, it's nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable time. And Anne Hathaway is great. As is Jason Sudeikis and Dan Stevens, and the rest of the cast. One of them was in The Incredible Hulk.
Hey, they're black.
Just realised it.
I'm a terrible human being.
Right. Yeah.
So
you're colourblind, aren't you?
What I think is
What
amazing.
why are you showing me these things? Right, you know, you realise you've got to put them on the podcast video for people to actually tell what we're talking about.
So I got a picture of the Founder up here because the Founder film is just a living meme. It really is. If you still haven't seen the film from when we last talked about it, what are you doing? Go see it now, because you can just. I literally just typed in the Founder screenshots.
Can you just put in like several pictures of the Founder?
I'm just going to do it right now. Here it is.
There's loads of these are all the pictures of the Founder that we find funny.
So weird. Like he just talks about how McDonald's is going to be revolutionising Americans, and then like halfway through he looks like he's just cracked the code for time travel.
It's like he's gone mad. He's gone evil, and the Founder does turn evil. Like,
yeah.
1 minute he's like you feel sorry for this guy. You want him to achieve his dream.
Yeah, because the opening is like, I can't sell anything. What do I do? And then it's
the next minute you're like, you're an imbecile.
I hate you.
You're a turd.
You are a Thursday that I will see you next.
I've never heard it said like that before.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Michael Keaton can't help the way he looks, but
but the way his face,
like the grins and the mischievousness and the
I had and
the cold, calculated way that he like the facial expressions that convey how cold and calculating the Founder is. It's funny.
I had a Michael Keaton Founder homepage for about 2 months after seeing it, just because it was perfect. People always said like, "What the hell's that?" I'm like, it's the best film of all time.
I can't wait
The
to see.
Founder.
I can't wait to see Michael Keaton as Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I think what we should
I'm not
do
even
is
looking forward to the fact that it's technically Iron Man 4 and that we've got another Spider-Man. I'm just looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton on screen again.
I think we should do a frame-by-frame analysis of the Founder.
That would take like
That
2 days straight.
That would take so long. Just like, oh my God,
or at
pause.
least an audio commentary.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, should we wrap this up? This is
Yeah. Colossal.
pretty cool.
Give it a 9 out of 10. Strong 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Big thing.
Yes. So that is all. That is all the films we've seen this month.
Please just make sure you know the race of the actors in the film you like. Otherwise, you look like a fool.
Yeah.
Also, Google Michael Keaton, the Founder. Just look at those sweet pictures.
McDonald's.
Real spicy. Beauty and the Beast motion capture suit. Wow.
Check that out.
Wow.
It's funny looking.
That looks like a Mr. Softy gone wrong. It just doesn't look right. What else is there? Make sure to take your meds. Yep.
Go to the pictures.
Yes.
That's one thing. What have we got in the next month? We've got quite a lot.
Homecoming. Is that June or is that July?
No, it's July. Start of July.
Damn it.
We've got Wonder Woman.
Oh my.
Time of recording comes out this week, so that should be interesting. Overwhelmingly positive reviews, so that's looking very good.
Yeah.
We've got the new Pirates film, which we've not yet seen.
Nope.
King Arthur, which we've not yet seen.
Oh, King Arthur sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I follow a very famous critic called Mark Kermode, and he said he reviews all the films, and he said that you should go and see Colossal over King Arthur because King Arthur was boring. And Colossal actually holds it together for longer than you'd expect, and I actually think Colossal held it together throughout the throughout the whole film. Like I felt like it made sense and it was well put together throughout. And that's why I didn't go and see King Arthur. Because I thought Colossal would be a better time, and it was a great time. So next month I'll bring that up. I'll because I am seeing King Arthur actually within the next few days. So I'll make sure to say which one I think is better. But yeah, anything else? Anything else of significance coming out in the next month? Nothing at the top.
No,
Nothing. No.
no.
Right. Well,
That was great, everyone.
there we go.
We only cut twice, because of stuff we said that time.
True. Yeah, we didn't.
The first one we cut about 47 times.
Yeah.
Every 5 minutes we cut.
And now we're just kind of don't really.
Munching on biscuits and drinking Pepsi.
Yes, it's all good.
It's all great.
All right, well, thank you very much for listening, guys. Be sure to be sure to comment, let us know your thoughts on the films, if you have any.
Or just don't say anything, because you're a horrible person.
Or do say something, because you're a lovely person.
Yeah.
And be sure to subscribe to get any new videos coming out. Like
Follow the Instagram page.
Instagram page, which we've still not uploaded anything to. That's my fault because I'm actually in control.
I still need to log into that,
Yeah, I should probably give that to you because
so then I can just
you do the editing. I
just take a picture of every time I edit something. And be like, this is what I do for you guys.
What a lovely
crying.
Instagram page that would be.
It would just be really depressing. Because it's like, go see this film because it's cool.
Like you actually have tears in your eyes. Like, go and see this film
Because it's pretty cool. Right,
definitely. We say this each month, but
the Emoji Movie. Sorry, that's a pretty cool film coming out soon.
Don't even get me started on how awful.
Whoa! There's emojis in your phone.
Right.
Sorry.
Enough, please. Just that will actually make me cry.
We are seeing that though. Opening day.
We're gonna have to.
I've already got us t-shirts.
What? Emoji t-shirts.
No.
We actually had tickets, t-shirts for Baywatch.
Yeah, I bought me and Harry matching t-shirts for Baywatch.
Yeah. That was actually alright.
Yeah.
Not a bad experience.
No. We didn't get a drink thrown at us, calling us nerds.
No. Or
people were just like, "That's pretty."
We're
cool.
not even big fans. We're not even fans of Baywatch.
They're just pretty cool t-shirts as well. They feel nice.
We just thought, why not?
Why not?
Why not? But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, we say it every month. We say we're gonna create more content, which
we never do.
No. After this, we're gonna have a
business meeting.
We're gonna have
which is essentially us sat in the same places, talking about
the videos.
The video.
We put out.
Yeah.
So maybe some spoilery stuff.
Yeah.
We might do some spoiler reviews.
Old review. In fact, let us know what you want. And no one will comment on this video, which will be perfect.
If anyone does, well, I suppose if just one person has a request,
then we shall watch it be like drink bleach.
I was going to say, let's hope it's not anything like that. If it's anything that's life threatening or illegal or anything along those lines, we're not doing it. But if it's anything if you say talk about Indiana Jones, sure thing,
sure.
Yeah, why not?
I think we're going to do stuff like Star Wars anyway. Just
Star Wars.
Eventually, we're going to do individual, I think, spoiler-filled review.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to talk about this anyway.
That's inevitable. We've got to do stuff along those lines. I mean, I'm just looking at your pajama bottoms right now.
I'm wearing Star
Wars pajama bottoms. It's just the Star Wars logo just dotted around.
I got a Star Wars poster. Free from the paper as well. That's the best poster.
Yeah.
Free. Right, anyway, we've taken up enough of your time. Go do that homework you're meant to be doing right now.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, if you because here's the thing, right? I often listen to podcasts and I fall asleep to them, right? So I can. People have told me that they listen to this podcast while they're falling asleep. So if you are asleep right now, then hello to your
We could say some really messed up stuff to screw with their head.
That'll
be hilarious.
We can't do that to them.
Just you will stab your bowl of Cheerios in the morning. You love ponies. Harry looks so confused.
Yeah, I am. I'm quite confused.
Oh, well.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening anyway, if you've got this far.
It's been a pleasure to have you.
And again, if you have any suggestions on how we can make this better, then let us know. We are open to criticism. Yes. So in the meantime, enjoy the films, enjoy the pictures, enjoy life. Get the most out of every day and all that stuff. This is turning into some kind of
what are we doing? We'll talk about like our
podcast.
use of social media in a minute, saying that every teen has their face in their phone, and like since 2012 we've all started using social media, and
yeah. But then again, us encouraging people to go to watch films on a big screen is kind of counterintuitive in that sense.
very true.
So yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. I've been Harry,
I've been Callum.
and yes, thank you for joining us at Picture Avenue.
Bye.
Cringe.
Thanks for watching that cool podcast. So
Yes, thank you.
go on.
Yeah, we wanted to add a little add-on with our faces. I guess don't.
Okay, I'll be
intimidating.
in the frame. I'll be in the frame.
Okay, so basically we are going to start what?
Nothing.
Right, we're going to start taking the Instagram page more seriously. We're gonna put some more posts on there. Get a feed going.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make that more active. The Instagram page. Just wanted to add that on. So go and follow picture_avenue_page.
The link will be beneath our faces.
Yes, so you don't have to get a dose of Picture Avenue once a month. You could just get a
Weekly nibble.
weekly nibble, or maybe just a nibble whenever we feel like putting a nibble out there.
We might forget because we have busy lives too.
Yeah, but
This is great.
picture. Yeah, it is
We
a
should
bit-
film all our podcasts now.
I don't think we should.
I think we should. I think we should. If we get 30 likes on the video, then we will film the next podcast. I say 30, it doesn't sound like a lot, but we get like 30 views.
Okay.
So. Yeah!
So go follow picture_avenue_page.
Do it.
See you next month.
Bye.